you're new here. So for today's video, I'm doing another character transformation, and today I'm doing Fester from the Addams Family. I've already done Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family, so you can go check that out. The link to the whole playlist is in the description box below. I mostly do Disney characters, but I'm starting to branch out a little bit more. I'm doing Fester because I am in the production of Addams Family. In this video, like all videos, I'm going to show you the makeup tutorial, the bold cap tutorial, costume and how it's made with the hunchback, how to hide your hair if you have long hair like me. Also going to show you poses for photos and impressions. I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and without talking any much more, let's just get into it. Okay, so I've gelled and hairsprayed my hair all back. I've also put it into a plait at the bottom and hairsprayed that. I will explain why you want your hair into a plait later on. So it looks like this. It's got like an edge to it, and I have tried it on this way, but it bunches up at the sides and looks a bit naff. So I put it on this way, and that way you kind of get like bunches at the top, but you can shade them to look like wrinkles. I'm just trying to work with a really cheap one. This one was $2.99, so you can't really go wrong. And I'm going to cut around. I do leave a good edge to it. You don't want it right up to your hairline because obviously you can't glue it down. What I'll be using for glue is spirit gum. So you lift it up, place it down. You can see it when it's there. And then I like to put a little layer over the top to seal it. So I think just cut it like a line up to the ear, just before the top of the ear. So now you want to glue this part down. I have glued down the sides. We're going to prep the face. First you want to take some priming spray. This is just a multi-task spray from NYX. You want to spray your entire face and neck. What I did with the sides, you can see all of my hair here. I did pin up the bowl cap. Now I have tried so many times. I literally spent an hour yesterday holding this piece of bowl cap, stretching it down and gluing it to my neck. It does not work. Glue for a little bit while you hold it, and the moment you let go, no matter how dry it is, will come back. It's just the way it goes. When I get to my show, we have white hairspray, and what we'll be doing is spraying my whole ponytail white. In the lights you can't see that. Also I'll show you the jacket and the hunchback, that is completely covered up. Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, and coating my eyebrows. Then I'll take my brush and some powder and pack it on. And next we're going to move on to the makeup, the fun part. So the white face paint I'm going to be using is from Revolution. I'm going to be mixing it with my regular foundation. I'm going to put about 2 pumps on my hand, and then I'm going to take the white face paint and I'm going to put loads on. And we're going to start. You can tell the whole bowl cap is now painted white, and I've also done my ears. Did the hair a little bit on the sides, but that will be sprayed anyway. Now we're going to go onto the face, and then we have to powder it all down before we start all the makeup. Down most of the bowl cap, but what you want to do is take talcum powder or baby powder and take a fluffy brush and pour it on like that, and then dab it on like that, and basically you want to touch the whole of the bowl cap and make sure that no parts are wet because you don't want it to rub off. I've done my ears and my whole neck as well, at the back of my neck. My face I'm leaving unpowdered because I want to use my actual powder, which is L'Oreal True Match. This is going to add a bit of colour back to my face. So I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to go and powder my entire face. I'm all powdered down now, so first I'm going to do my eyeliner because I like to do this first before I start the makeup. Just a pencil black liner, and you're going to go onto your waterline, so the bottom and the top. Now I look super weird. We're going to start on the details on the bold cap. Every eyeshadow I use today is going to be part of the James Charles palette. I'm also going to be using a bit of Benefit Hoola bronzer mixed in. For the wrinkles, we're going to be using this colour here mixed with this colour here, and then Hoola bronzer mixed in with it. So we're going to be taking a small brush, and we're going to be mixing those 2 colours in and mix it a bit with the Hoola bronzer. This one's going to start off as a small one, blend it out sideways. We're going to repeat this but make bigger lines, and one of the lines is going to be over the line of the bold cap. So I'm going to do that one now. This is going to be the bigger one. Later on we'll add a bit of talcum powder just to dull them down a bit. What you also want to do is incorporate these lines to be wrinkles, so doing the exact same thing. I'll do the rest of the wrinkles later, but I just want to show you my face, so I'm going to add more wrinkles but to my actual forehead, and I'm just going to do one probably. And that's all I'm doing. So now you want to take another brush and take the black in, and also this like kind of purple above it, and we're going to make like the edging of the head. I want to make a line like here of the head. make little like creases, so like kind of like a branch almost, but these are acting as veins. We'll add a lot of talcum powder to this because we don't want it too dark. Do the eyes. They're just plain black, and I'm going to go right up to the eyebrow, around and then down, and we'll cut it off with concealer later. To blend it out here, I like to angle it a bit inwards to the nose, so it kind of highlights the nose a bit. We want to make the bridge of the nose really, really thin so that the actual nose itself is going to look really, really big. Okay, so the other eye is done, and I've also done some shading and some concealer, which I'm going to show you now on the other side. So now you take a brush and you kind of add the black from the James Charles palette, but really, really lightly. And you want to bring it down the side of your nose and out to highlight the bottom of your nose. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm going to use a fluffy brush to really blend this out. And then I also added some powder just to dull it down a little bit. And there you go. You've kind of like shaded the edges of your nose completely now. So now we're going to take concealer and we're going to be highlighting the edge of the under eye and go around the edge of it. And then you can bring it down a little bit too. Just dabbing it really. And then to finish that off, I'm going to be adding powder to it. Now to finish off the nose, we're going to go back in with a black. We're going to go over the bridge of the nose, kind of like a line here, really, really lightly. And then blend that out. I did blend that line, and then I also did a line across the bottom of your nose. You just do one line there and then you blend it all out, and that kind of just fattens up and widens up your nose a bit. Now we're going to be working on the mouth contour. So it's very, very similar. We're using black for everything, and the look he goes for is this kind of smile. So I want to highlight these lines here. See how dark that is? That needs to be really blended out. So now we're going to add a bit of dimension to the eyes because I did forget about that part. Just going to be adding the browns from the James Charles palette, and just going to be adding little areas where the browns are so it's not all black. Because obviously he hasn't got hollow eyes, these aren't his eye sockets. Like, he's not a skeleton, this is just like his face. Now we're going to do the lips, so I'm going to use the white base and rub it all on my lips, almost like a lip bar. I'm going to set that down with white powder, so I'm doing the white eyeshadow from the James Charles palette. Now I'm going to be taking a teeny brush and dipping it in the black, and we're going to literally do the inside of our lips. So just a black line right there, and do it on the top as well. Now the lips are done, the last thing to do is our double chin. So you want to take the browns from the palette and the Huda bronzer, and first we're going to line our chin here. So you want to go up, down and up again like here. Now that's really blended out, we're going to go to the next line, bring your double chin in and do a line here. And you want to do the other side as well. You don't want to do the full line. Next you want this big line here. It really depends on your double chin, to be fair. And now I'm going to follow the natural lines of my neck. I'm also thinking my chin looks a bit bare, so I'm going to draw like lines here to bring them down a little bit. And you've got to do the contouring of the lips by going black. Go a line across here and blend. Across the top. Okay, so the very last thing to do is add his mole. So I'm going with the black tiny brush again, and I'm going to go around here, make it a bit that big, and then blending it. And there you go, that is the Fester makeup done. So off camera I did do my setting spray, and I also did my hands. Basically you just put the white foundation or face paint all over your hands, talcum powder it, and then put the brown in between the hands, and then like a V shape here. Just kind of makes them a little bit more grim. So now we're going to do impressions. For impressions, I'm basically going to do a bunch of Fester's line that he does in the production, because I can't really do anything from the movie because I don't really know what he says. So first we're going to do his first lines. That's right! We have a problem! Oh, little Wednesday Addams, that charming, irrepressible bundle of malice who would poison our own brother just for a ride in the ambulance, has grown up in foul love. So here's the deal, gather round. I'm not letting you back into that crypt until love triumphs. So who is this Lucas fella? Is he worthy of her? Do they really love each other? What is is love anyway? Does this rash look serious to you? So many questions about love. But when you think about it, is there anything more important? I am in love. You're probably thinking, what could a fat, bald person of no specific gender know about love? But I too am in love. Fester loves the moon. Oh, I haven't told her yet. Full disclosure. Hear that? The boy was willing to die for love. Hard to believe he's your son. You've turned into a rigid, selfish, unfeeling control freak. Storm's past. Think I'll get a little moon. So those are some of the impressions. He also sings a bunch of solos like Let's Not Talk About Anything But Love, Fester's Manifesto, and The Moon and Me, as well as parts in Full Disclosure, One Normal Night, and The Addams. So I'm really, really excited for the show tonight. I love playing Fester. He's probably my most favourite character I've ever played in shows before. So now we're going to move on to the costume, and I can talk about what I'm wearing as well as poses. Okay, so the costume has a hunchback underneath. It's like this pillow that straps up, and then I tuck my ponytail under here. I get this like trench coat jacket thing, and I put it over the hunchback and over. This will cover up pretty much the whole plait, but what I do on stage is that when I turn to the back at any point, I'll raise my shoulders so that it's fully covered. Also, it's spray painted white, so even if it is seen a bit, it blends in with my head. This is the full costume. I really like the broad shoulders, and it just looks perfect for Fester. I will hide the plait as best as I can. Obviously my hair will be sprayed, so it's not going to look this brown. So here are some of the poses. The first one he does is raised shoulders, and this is my go-to face of Fester. His lips are really tightly sealed together, like that, and you kind of scrunch your nose so you've got these lines here, and your eyes need to widen as much as you can. If you can raise an eyebrow, one or the other one, that's great, but sometimes I can't really do it while I'm like opening my eyes. He might do is like, he's very stiff with his arms, but look up at the moon. And now he might put hands on hips, but really fist arms and then like barely touching. Those are the only poses you can really do for Fester. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, smash a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. Also turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. I upload every single Sunday at 12 PM GMT. All my social media links are in the description box below, so you can go follow me on any of those and stay active with me, as well as the playlist, so you can go check out my other character transformations. If you create Fester, comment down below on how it went for you and why are you doing Fester. Are you doing it for parties? Are you doing it for Halloween or a show like me? So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!